But all my beers commemorated the 1798 rebellion because it's kind of a forgotten part of our history. You know, it was a real anti-big business rebellion that we had in Ireland. That was a worldwide thing in the late 1700s. So yeah, there's a lot of inspiration behind it.
When thinking of branding, you want to have a bottle that grabs the attention of someone who wants to buy, of a potential client, for more than a second, because you're competing with hundreds of other beers on the same shelf. So you have to somehow attract their attention while also expressing your identity through the branding. So yeah, it's a little mind game, I would say, trying to find the right colors, the right shapes, the right positioning of the writing or of the text, stuff like this. In Romania, the craft beer, the bars specialize in craft beers. There aren't a ton. There are like a few per city, and so in order to compete over there, you have to, be different, be unique, be someone with a story that people want to hear. We are developing this brand, thinking of being ambitious a little bit, imagining that we're gonna soon be exporting and then hopefully export back to Morocco, which is our main goal. We also are using more like pop elements from pop culture from Morocco, and we're trying to avoid the millennial culture 1000 night kind of things that everyone hears about. We're trying to stray away from those stereotypes and present some a different side of Morocco that also kind of resembles Europe because of how close we are from Europe and how many things we share with Europe. And so our labels look maybe a little different, but they're still familiar.
So basically, my idea for like branding or communication with the customers or people they are interested, it's like create the Thrills logo, which means like it's just the fermentation, and the rest of the label will do in every like at a part of the year different art. Right now I'm cooperating with a comics illustrator, which is my old friend from the high school basically, and it's like every label looks a little bit different with a different comic. I'm calling this like label artist, and it's like always a little bit about a story, because I spoke with my girlfriend about I always grab the can and I see what's going on about the beer, what the ingredients is, whatever information are there. And she told me it's like a little bit boring. Like, why just this about the beer? I'm not really interested about the beers. I'm not interested about the hops. I just want to know like maybe something else. So that was the reason that I like trying to put some like the first part of the information is obviously about the beers, about the hops and and the second part is gonna be about the artist, so you can read more about the artist just on a label, and you can see and you can find a story, and you will know like another half year there's gonna be someone.
A lot of people are interested in the story we have behind our beers, and a lot of people want to know more about the story. It's kind of a forgotten part of our history, When the last time all of Ireland, the whole island, rose up together, it was a bloodbath here, and there was more people killed in the few months of the rebellion here as there was in the whole 9 years of the American Revolution. But we have a bit of history with it around this village here. We'd be more famous for the loyalism here in the King's County. This was the first plantation of the modern day British Empire where I live here, 50 years before Ulster. But we have a great story about 3 blacksmiths here in 1798 who made pikes that were the weapons of the foot soldiers in the rebellion, and they continued to make them under the noses of the loyalists here. The High Sheriff of the King's County was right here, a kilometre away, and they were caught and they were publicly flogged. So I have a big painting in my brewery beside my brewery, 8 foot by 8 foot, depicting the scene. But it's a good story, and it's we've stuck with it,
I am trying to explore my heritage and beers that could have been traditional if brewing existed in Morocco, but then since it didn't exist, I'm trying to imagine what beers would have happened 2 centuries ago, and I'm trying to make something inspired from that. Okay, so basically, I'm using ingredients that are used a lot in Morocco.